How to improve your singing voice with no extra effort. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 ways that you can improve your singing voice. This is 7 habits of successful singers. Now, I'm not saying that every single singer does every single one of these, but you will find that the most successful singers will be implementing all of these. And if you want to go from being a good singer to a great singer to an outstanding singer, I would recommend that you implement every single one of these. Now, I'm not saying you have to do them all in one go. I'm not saying you have to start them all today or tomorrow. I would say at least start 1 or 2 today. Get into the habit of doing those, and then in a few weeks' time, add another. In another few weeks' time, add another. And eventually, you'll have all of these 7 habits, and you'll become one of the best singers that you and everyone around you know. Number 7 is quite unusual, so make sure that you stick to the end and you get that tip. Now, before we dive in, please do remember to like and subscribe. Share this with someone else who is going to benefit. I want to thank everyone who's subscribed so far. It really means so much to me. I've really made a commitment to building this channel because I want to help 10,000 singers every single year. And by you subscribing, liking and commenting, that tells YouTube that these videos have value and that it's worth YouTube showing them to other people. So every like, every comment, every subscription I get helps to push the channel out to more people so that more people can benefit and we can help more singers. Let's do that together. So the first is to warm up every single time you sing. Now, this isn't news to anyone. Everyone knows. All singers though know that you need to warm up every time you sing. But not all singers do it. How do I know? Because I used to be one of those singers. I got complacent and then I stopped warming up before gigs. I stopped warming up before practicing, and it definitely made a difference to my voice. When I started warming up again before practice and before gigging, it definitely opened up my voice and enabled me to do more with my voice, and it kept my voice a lot healthier. And I've seen this in other singers too, particularly singers who are touring, who are gigging a lot. I find it a lot in the punk scene. I'm around a lot of punks all of the time. That's my favorite genre of music, and I'm around a lot of punks, and hardly any of them warm up. Now, okay, they're not trying to be singers, okay? But if you want to be able to gig long into your career and for a really long time, you have to look after your voice, and there must be some element of vocal health. So warm up every single time you sing. This is going to make a really big difference to your vocal range, to your ability to project, to the sound of your voice, and to your ability to gig night or perform night after night after night. The second is to eat healthily. Again, this isn't news. Everyone who's in the music industry, everyone who's performing or touring a lot knows that it's really important to eat healthily because you need to keep your strength up and you need to keep your vocal cords clean, okay? Now, a lot of foods, they produce mucus. What we want to avoid is eating a lot of sugar, eating a lot of dairy, and eating a lot of junk food. Now, when you're on the road, I've been on the road, okay, for years and years and years, and it's really difficult to eat healthily when you're on tour. So the best thing to do is plan your food and take as much of it as you can with you. Figure out where you're going to have stops and where you can buy fresh fruit and vegetables. And if you're ever offered raw food like salad, fruit, vegetables, eat it. Even if you don't like it, all right? Just do something to keep your health up, to keep your body healthy, to keep your energy up, and to keep your vocal cords healthy. The third is to get plenty of sleep. Now, the caveat here is that we don't want to oversleep. I have had bouts of insomnia for about 18 years now. And insomnia is caused by lots of different things. But what I've done is I've done a lot of research into this, and sleep experts say we don't need 8 or 9 hours sleep. We actually need somewhere between 6 and 7 hours sleep. Now, I find that when I get around about 7 hours sleep, I wake up feeling energized. I don't feel groggy. I can go through the whole of the day without feeling like I need a pick me up in terms of, I don't drink caffeine, but in terms of a piece of chocolate or a banana or a biscuit. I love a biscuit. I'm a fiend for biscuits. I've had to stop buying them because I would just eat a whole packet and then complain to myself. So coming back to the point, getting plenty of sleep. So plenty of sleep means the amount of sleep that you need. And it's very unlikely, according to sleep experts, and I've done lots of research into this, is very unlikely that you need 8 or 9 hours. What you need, as I said, is between 6 and 7 hours of good, restful sleep. So that doesn't mean falling into bed after a night out drinking, after a night gigging. And it doesn't mean 6 or 7 hours sleep after not sleeping for, let's say, 24 hours. If you're a creative person, as singers and singer-songwriters are, often we stay up late because we get into the flow of inspiration or motivation, and we want to get lots of things done while we're in that creative flow. But it's really important to keep a good sleep routine. So develop a routine at night where your body and your brain start to know that it's time to shut down. So that could mean turning the lights down, having really low key lighting, putting your devices away, having low music, or sitting down and watching something and having no notifications on, not looking at your phone, not checking your emails, not having this ping, ping, ping and flashing lights going off all of the time. It might mean that you have a warm drink and have a bath. It might just mean that you go to bed, lights down, and read for a few minutes before you turn the lights out and go to sleep. Whatever works for you. But when you get into a good sleeping routine, you can even carry that through when you're performing or when you're on tour. And that will just help you to make sure that you're healthy enough and you're energized enough and you have vocal health so that you can build a long, fulfilling career. Okay, number 4 is to exercise. What's exercise? To exercise regularly. I don't mean that you have to go to the gym every day. I don't even mean that you have to go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week if that's not for you. What I mean is movement. You have to be moving. Okay, we live sedentary lifestyles, most of us. And when you create movement actively and intentionally, this is going to release endorphins and dopamine into your body, which are the feel-good hormones, and help and make you want to move and exercise even more. This might be just taking 10 minutes out of your day and going for a walk around your local open space. It might mean that you take your dog out for a slightly longer walk twice a day. It might mean that you join the gym and that you just walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Whatever's right for you, okay? I'm definitely not a personal trainer, but I love exercising, I love working out, and I love moving. I was a dancer when I was younger, so it figures that I love moving and I love exercise. Now, another reason for exercising regularly is that you need stamina. To be a strong singer, you do need stamina, particularly if you're on tour, if you're performing in a theatre or cabaret. There's lots going on and you have to be alert. You need to be alert and you need to be fit and healthy so that you can keep that up night after night for weeks or even months on end. Okay, on to number 5. My favourite. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay hydrated. You guys know that is my catchphrase. Stay hydrated. Now, staying hydrated doesn't just mean drinking lots of water, okay? I have people call me up, or not call me up so much, but message me and they're like, oh, I've had a sore throat for 3 days and I've been drinking loads of water. Well, so what? Okay, staying hydrated is just one part of vocal health, but the reason that it's my catchphrase is because it reminds people to stay hydrated. It reminds people that they do need to drink plenty of fluids. So those fluids could be just plain water. I love plain water. You can pop some fruit into it to infuse it. You can drink coconut water. You could drink herbal teas if you don't like water at all. So herbal teas with honey are really, really good for your voice, particularly lemon and ginger tea. But it doesn't have to be just lemon and ginger tea. It could be any flavour of decaffeinated herbal tea. If you like green tea, go for the decaffeinated green tea. That's really going to help you to stay healthy, to stay fresh, again, stay energized, and to keep your vocal health up. Okay, number 6. This is not news to anyone. Practice regularly. Practice your singing regularly. In the past, I've worked with people who will take a lesson every week and then not practice at all and then do 2 hours practice the day before their lesson or the day of their lesson. It doesn't get you anywhere. It's just like everything. You need to practice often, regularly. What I mean by regularly is if you're really serious about singing, at least 5 times a week. Now that means a good warm-up, a good technical workout, and active rehearsal, practice, reflection, and evaluation of any songs that you're working on, that you're writing, that you're performing. So you want to be doing that a good 5 times a week. You don't need to do it every single day. We've got to have a life as well. If you can do it every day, that's great. When I first started learning back in 1999, I practiced at 4 o'clock every single day for years. I think it moved to 4:30 at some point for some reason. But what that meant is that not only me, but everyone around me, everyone that I was in contact with regularly. So at the time, my husband, my dad and my stepmom, my brother, my mum and my sister, and my close friends that I caught up with regularly, they all know that 4 o'clock is, and eventually 4:30 is Carrie's practice time. So I didn't plan anything at that time. So I knew that nothing would get in the way of my progress. Now that's quite extreme. I'm not saying that everyone should do that. Do what works for you. But what I do recommend is that you do have a regular time. Maybe it's sometime between 12 and 2 every day if you don't work during the day. If you do work during the day, maybe it's something like somewhere between 6 and 8 every night. Now, if you're living in a place where you don't feel comfortable practicing, find somewhere that you do. Okay, there might be a rehearsal space somewhere near you that you can hire for an hour, and you can go down there, and when you've booked that in, and these days you pay in advance for rehearsal spaces, when you've booked it and you've paid for it, you're more likely to commit to going and using that time to really focusing on yourself and your progress. Now, for some of you, that might seem quite scary, and it's only because it's not something that you're used to. So take some time for yourself, commit to yourself, and commit to your development as a singer. Whether you want to be a karaoke star or someone who sings in the shower, or you're really serious about singing, you're a singer-songwriter, and you actually want to build a professional singing career, put the time in now, make the commitment to yourself, and the future will take care of itself. Okay, number 7. This is an unusual one. Self-reflection. What I mean by self-reflection is, am I doing what it takes to get me from where I am now to where I want to be? If I'm not, what could I be doing? It doesn't have to be anything huge. It might just be something small, like going to bed a little bit earlier, or even drinking more fluids that are good for you, not more coffee, right? No espressos and cappuccinos, all right? Self-reflection is key to your progress and your development as a serious singer. So take the time, maybe every week, could be every day. Highly successful people evaluate their progress each day. You don't have to be that extreme. Every week at least, what have I done this week that is in line with my goals and what I want to achieve? What else could I do that will boost what I've done so far to accelerate or to build momentum in what I'm already doing? And I've got a bonus one for you. Check in with a trained professional vocal coach. at least, if you're not having weekly lessons, if you're a professional singer, I would recommend that you check in with a trained, professional, experienced vocal coach at least every few months. I do this. I just did it a few weeks ago at the time of making this video. I had a lesson 2 weeks ago. I'm actually going to be making a video about it, which you can, when I've done that, you'll be able to get the link in the comments. And what that does is it just makes sure that you're using your voice and your whole instrument properly, that your voice is healthy and you haven't fallen into bad habits. So every so often, when I do check in with my vocal coaches, I have a couple that I check in with, I do find, and they do point out, actually, you've been doing this now. How long have you been doing that for? And then I have to go back to self-reflection. Oh, how long have I been doing that? What can I do to undo it? And they will help me, give me some advice to undo it. And then I can then go, and if I've learned anything new, then I go and I share that with my students. So my students also get the benefit of me learning from other people in my field. I really, really highly recommend learning from other people who are in your field, because everyone's got a different approach, a different perspective, and you want a different set of ears to listen to your voice and your instrument and help you to understand if there's anything a little bit amiss and help you to put it back on track. I hope those 8 tips have helped you. Do remember to like and subscribe. Let me know which one is your favourite, which ones are you already doing, and which are you going to add so that you can become a highly successful singer in the way that you want to be successful. I'll see you very soon. Stay hydrated. Ciao!